everyone, and welcome to my Let's Play of Empire Earth. I think the fraps counters are going to disappear as soon as I... Yeah, there we go. Okay, so they disappeared as soon as I change the screen. So, for those of you who've never heard of this game, this is probably one of the best games ever made that's of the RTS genre, and basically you go through several thousands of years through multiple ages, and you basically fight Age of Empires style against a bunch of other civilizations throughout time, so it's pretty cool. You can start from all the way beginning in the prehistoric age and go all the way up into the nano age for the first game, this one, and then in the expansion, Empire Earth, the Art of Conquest, which I have right here, it's you can go even into the space age, which basically means you can have ships, and spaceships and stuff like that in space. Alright, so I'll put my name in. For some reason, I think there's a glitch where it doesn't stay. I don't know why. It doesn't really matter for campaigns and stuff like, well, the campaign, which is what I'm going to play. Because I think, yeah, I don't know why it disappears like that. That's so weird. Maybe I should just... I probably should change this, because it will look... Oh, that's cool. It even supports 1920 by 1080. It doesn't change it here. Okay. I guess that's good. Yeah. I have an incredibly high capacity graphics card. There's no way in hell that this game will lag. Yeah, I think this is all good. This is a really fun game. I've loved this game forever. I mean, it's probably one of the best games ever made. It's really sad because the game itself is really great, and the expansion is also really good too, because it changes almost nothing. It just makes it much better. Oh, that's interesting. The sound just went dead. Oh. Weird. Music just went off for some reason. Oh well, not a big deal. Okay, so let's play the campaign. So there's 4 different campaigns that are pre-made, and all of them are really good. They have cinematics and everything, so you can start off with the Greeks here. This is basically goes through the early history of the Greeks from when they came from the Anatolian peninsula, which is Turkey, modern-day Turkey, and they go all the way through like the rise of Athens and Sparta and the Peloponnesian Wars, and even goes on to Alexander as well. English campaign, it basically goes through William of Normandy and his conquest of England, and it goes up to the 100 Years' War, and then Henry V, and also has what's his name? Arthur Wellesley, Duke of Wellington, his battles against Napoleon and Napoleon's generals, and concludes with the Battle of Waterloo. And the German campaign is really interesting because it goes through the 2 world wars, and it even has a sort of ahistorical end to the Second World War, because you can actually defeat the British and actually do invasion. I mean, Operation Sea Lion, where you basically invade Britain, and it's really cool. The whole thing is very interesting. And the Russian campaign is set in the proposed future. I think it's actually supposed to be happening like right about now, in the game time at least, around 2018, somewhere around there. And it basically shows all the super units off, you know, all the super special nano age and digital age technology, like the robots, the mech units, and things like that. They're really cool, but the Greek campaign is what I'm going to start off with. And I'm going to try to play all 4 of them. That's going to be the main Let's Play. And then I'll do the Art of Conquest, probably on easy, because for some reason this game lacks a difficulty setting for the campaigns, but when you play any of the campaigns on hard and Art of Conquest, you'll just get completely destroyed. They're not very fun. One's a Roman, it's campaign, it's not very good, and there's a couple of others too, but anyway, let's start with the Greeks. So, the civilization of ancient Greece was actually an assortment of peoples and cultures, correct? Collectively, they established the Greek democratic, artistic, and philosophic legacy that still influences nations today, seized the reins of ancient Greece, established mastery over the Mediterranean, and forged the foundation of all Western civilizations to come. So here we are, the early Helladic peoples. Here's the first mission of that campaign.
A cold wind blew off the Anatolian mountains. In the foothills below, the young tribal chief, Hierakles, looked over the remaining members of his fading village. Despite their courage, they appeared ragged, tired. He knew they would not last through another bitter winter if they remained here. But where was there to go? Thank the gods! The village shaman Kalkas had the answer. It was why he had gathered his people here today. In a recent dream, Kalkas had envisioned a way to traverse the Western Sea. He believed the Anatolian people could cross the water to a land called Thessaly, and there they would prosper. Now it was time for Kalkas to share his wisdom. The legendary story of the Greek peoples begins here.
So it'll do that for every single mission. Guy will read basically the summary here, and it's kind of cool because they actually tried to base some of this stuff off of real history. And here they even have a history thing where you can read this, so I'll pause it here just in case you want to read it. I am recording this in 1080p, so you should be able to pick it up. Okay, that should be enough. And it's really cool because they sort of talk about like basically what surrounded it, and even for the ahistorical stuff like the Russian campaign, they even give sort of a historical outline of what they're basing it off of, and also the in-game stuff. So let's read the hints. Follow the worn paths in Anatolian and Greece. They are good indicators of how to locate sites and locales you seek. Okay, so that basically means explore. Build up some kind of an army before engaging your enemies in combat. That's always a good rule. Using Hierakles' battle cry power can help turn the tide of your battles if they are going badly. And when crossing the sea, be careful, as Troas will probably have sea patrols about. War rafts or Kalkas' special powers can easily deal with them. Yeah, usually you just want to build some ships. The prophets and other religious guys in this game, they're kind of useful, but they're kind of lame too, because they just sort of do a one-off ability that sometimes works, but usually it just kills your own troops. Like if you use the plague ability, which spreads a bunch of disease things all over the place, it'll actually infect your own men if you're not careful. So usually I'm just going to use the legitimate... I sure hope it didn't crash. Oh good, it didn't. Oh, are you kidding? This is Empire Earth. Nothing makes it crash. Very interesting. Yes, they are wearing loincloths, I know.
My people, I have gathered you here to listen to the words of Kalkas, our wise high priest. He has seen, in a vision, a way to lead us to a land where we may prosper. My people, we must travel west to a hostile village called Troas. From them, we shall steal the secret of traveling upon the deep water.
He says that.
Lead me to their dock, and I will steal it for our own use. The time for emigration has come, for we will surely perish if we remain here.
Unless we're the Turks, but then again, we don't really have horses or anything, since this is supposed to be like thousands of years before any of these civilizations arrived. Alright, so we've got all our people here, and what I'm going to do, actually now that I'm thinking about it, is I'm going to take, oh wow, I'm really not used to this screen. Okay, so, oh wow, the scroll speed is way too high. Let me, change that. Alright. Oh god. It's already slow. Oh my god. Oh, surely there's a better way to do that. Alright, let me see here. God, do I have to set it all the way down? Okay, well that did absolutely nothing, so alright, whatever. Okay, so let's get all of our citizens here, and basically you can use these guys to gather stuff. Update the objectives. Follow the advice of Hierakles and Kalkas to successfully emigrate from Anatolia to Thessaly. Thessaly is the peninsula of Greece, basically. It's the main one. This one up here, that's the Peloponnesus. Hierakles and Kalkas must survive and locate the hostile city of Troas. Now this guy is not supposed to be the Hierakles or Hercules, depending on whether you're Greek or Latin. This guy is actually just some guy, you know. I have no idea if he's based on any real figures from history or anything, but let's start by gathering food, and I love gathering food more than anything else because it produces pretty much everything else, so yeah, so we're gonna have our guys basically sit there and gather food off of these poor goats.
Yes, great one. Death to the heathens!
Ah, there's some people. Troas. Have Hierakles go off and attack them. He's pretty weak. He only does about 14 damage. Because he's just a strategist hero. The two different types of heroes in this game are strategist and warrior heroes. And the strategist heroes are actually more useful because they can heal other units. And they also have this war cry ability right here, which decreases the combat effectiveness of enemy units. Warrior heroes just do more damage with their own attack.
Yes, great one. The infidel.
Dude, what are you doing? Just go over there and attack him. Or he's right there. Why are you walking past him? He's right... You're right next to him! What is he doing? Alright, there we go. Yeah, that's right. Stab at the air and hit him anyway. I love how when you hit somebody, blood appears, no matter what it is. Whether it's a laser gun or... anything, really. It's kind of funny, actually, because it seems like... Oh!
This is the village of Troas.
You see from all the way
Help
over there.
me find their dock, so that I may seize control of it. Their city is magnificent. They have much knowledge, which we shall learn and use to build a city of our own.
Yeah, just keep telling yourself that. It's funny how this game actually really looks nice, even in 1920 by 1080. Usually I play this on the lowest setting because that seems to be the one it was designed for, but yeah. Okay, so before you do anything else, you really don't want to bring Kalkas over to the dock, which is the main objective, until you've built up an army. And Hierakles can't really... Well, I mean, he can kill civilians about 1,000,000 times over, but against real guys, he's going to suffer a lot in combat, so I need to get him, basically, some troops to help defend him from enemy attack. But right now, I can sort of pester them by killing off their civilians if they try to come over here and gather stone or gold or iron or whatever. This game is actually kind of cool because it has multiple resources too. It has 5 resources instead of just 4 like in Age of Empires. It has iron as well as stone, gold, wood, and food.
Yes, great one.
And iron is something you use for a lot of different military units, so that's kind of like metal in Rise of Nations, actually, if you've ever played that. That's right, walk all the way around there, do a J turn, then...
My lord,
yeah, there you
death
go.
to the
She's dead.
heathens. Stay the infidel.
This game was released in like 2000 or something. I can't remember what it was exactly. Okay, I think that's probably good for that. So I'm gonna have these guys come over here and gather some iron and gold. I need iron and gold mostly, not just wooden food, because stone is only really useful for building structures. I don't really need that much at this point.
Stay the infidel.
The thing I really love about this game is that you can sort of play it at your own pace. It doesn't really rush things. Oh, I'm going to turn off that transparency thing. That's just annoying. What are you doing? I'm killing that goat all the way over there. Alright. Kalkas come over here too, just so you can supervise.
To the heathens. Stay the infidel.
Alright, let's get a settlement down here. Settlements are basically what you have to build in order to gather resources, close by at least. And you can upgrade them as well into town centers, which provides more resources. And you can also train villagers from it, and if you upgrade that to a capital, then it'll be even better for gathering resources. And the way you upgrade something in this game is that you have to... What is it you have to do? Oh, that's right, you gotta do this populate thing. What are you going over there gathering wood for? That's useless. Get iron. Iron is totally useful. Alright. Just gonna train as many people as I possibly can over here. So you gotta do this thing called populate. Basically, it sacrifices the villager and goes in to work at the settlement as some sort of permanent job, you know, probably either janitor or something else. And it's the prehistoric age. There's not very many jobs available. So let's see here. Let's have this guy go in there too. So once we've got 5 villagers in there, actually they're called citizens in this game. The game has to be just that much more sophisticated. You get the guys in there, and then they can start turning this place into a town center. Once it gets to 5, it goes to a town center. 15 goes to a capital, and so on. So I'm gonna make another town center over here. So once I have that, then I can start training civies over here. This game's pretty easy on the first few levels, usually. Usually the first level of every campaign is pretty much the easiest one. And this game is sort of like Age of Empires in that you can have levels where you have a base to build up, like in this one, or you have a couple of guys to go around basically doing stuff with. Okay, so we finally got our town center up here, so let's move our... let's start training some guys over here too. So we've got our 2 bases pretty much set up here. This guy go over and start gathering gold. Stop training stuff from over there. Oh, that's nice. Very symmetric. I like how they both went to gathering gold because I set them up that way. That's nice. There's some sheep over there, or rather goats. I'll let them finish off that one over there. Don't I have some, oh yeah, I forgot, you can actually spend points to upgrade particular parts of your civilization in the campaigns, and this carries throughout every single level, so once you do something special within the game, you'll get points to basically improve something. The main ones you usually want to go for are either civilization-centric upgrades, where you basically upgrade, you know, civilians so you gather more resources, or they move faster so they're more efficient, or you try to improve a particular military unit that's very, very useful. So this game is kind of lame because it does not show which thing is which exactly. So for example, one of the things that used to confuse me all the time when I was a kid is archer's foot does not mean gun infantry. Infantry ranged means gun infantry, so infantry range is meaningless for the Greeks. It might improve pylon, but I'm not really sure. Pylon guys are like guys that throw spears, so I'm not sure if they constitute as archers or infantry. But anyway, that's one of the biggest ones. And another one you really want to pay attention to is field cannon anti-tank guns and siege weapons and mobile AA. So siege weapons are really useful sometimes in this game. Like if you get trebuchets, those just take down buildings really, really fast. So probably the ones I'm going to improve are actually archers, probably cavalry archers, well, probably not cavalry archers first, probably foot archers at first, and then probably civilians. So civ economy, like, you know, farming, wood cutting, stuff like that, you know, so I can get my country up and running, if you can call it that. I mean, I guess, you know. Alright, so they're almost done with this wood over here, so I like how they even name the trees, like this is a red cedar that I just clicked, this is a cypress, pine, cedar, there's a fir, I thought there was a fir around here somewhere. Oh, that's a fir tree apparently, even though it looks exact. Oh wait, no, it does look exactly like it. Oh, a pine's just smaller than a fir tree, I see. Okay, that does make sense, I guess. Alright. Yeah, you can have a max of 6 guys on each one of these things. Oh, that's cool, they're coming over here to gather food from, that's nice. So now they'll be really efficient because they're just sitting there. Alright, so we get 6 guys on that, 6 guys on that. You're gonna go to that. Yeah, whenever you see that $sign pop up, that means that they're that means that they've gathered something. So. Alright, those 2 guys all build up a barracks and start training some troops. Probably the most useful military units for the Greeks right now is actually spearmen and, well, not right now since we're in the prehistoric age, because you can't build spearmen in the prehistoric age. You can build clubmen, which are sword infantry essentially, but alright, so let's gather from these two trees there. So let's get a barracks up. So we'll start trading some age-specific units. We can go to the Stone Age, but that's going to cost a lot of food. I love the way the auto-saving works in this game. It pauses the game, basically, so you can see that it's saving, and then shows you what it's called. That's a really nice way of doing that. Alright, so those two guys have built that thing up pretty much. I love how the buildings rise as you're building. That's really cool. They were like pounding rocks. That's really awesome. Alright, so let's get some clubmen. Clubmen are pretty good. You really can pretty much clubmen only. Clubmen are pretty much the best unit in the game right now, so they pretty much counter everything else. Except for buildings. For buildings you want to use something else, like, I don't know, maybe, well, I guess, what was I thinking? I guess, well, thinking of it from that perspective, I guess. Wait a minute. Let me look at the video settings here. Oh, that's really weird. Okay. Let's. Oh, you can't change the resolution in game. All right, fine. I'm fine with it right now. I thought it looked better with the other resolution actually, but I guess it's just really close up for some reason. Usually the game doesn't look like this. I'll probably change it when I go back into the other part of the game or something where I can actually adjust that. So let's go back to what I was saying. So what I was saying was that really was that clubmen are actually pretty good depending on what kind of force you're going up against. Oh, that's right, I forgot about this too. You can actually modify the power of these particular units. So like you can increase the attack, armor, speed, stuff like that. I'm going to increase their attack. Probably their hit. No, I guess I can't do that yet. Alright, fine. Enough resources. Food's the biggest problem right now because I'm totally relying on hunting because I have no way of farming or anything. I know I can't hunt those birds. I don't even have a food indicator, so. I guess I can get these guys over here to build a settlement for these guys to gather from. That's one of the problems of this game is that you can find a lot of hilly places and usually you can't build something up there, so it's too rocky basically. I guess I could build a settlement down here. That would probably be close. Well, would it be closer? Yeah, it probably would be. It's usually hard to go up and down hills in this game. There actually is kind of a simple physics engine in that way. Kind of like nature parts. Okay, so we got a tiny army here. Why don't we go over and take these guys, go over and join Hierakles and try to knock down one of these stone structures. It's really slow when you don't have any guys with big logs to basically take them down. Oh shoot! Who's that? It's an asshole. Alright. Asshole, it's time for you to die. Death by clubman. And he's dead. Alright. You see that indicator? He's healing that guy, so he'll never die as long as I have that guy healing him. And you can pretty much do that once a guy starts getting attacked, he'll automatically start healing them as long as you don't have the hero moving or fighting, so you can just do that and then he'll automatically heal him. So I can take down this building and I'll even heal that guy too, so there you go. This is perfect. If you could get in there and actually attack, that would be even better. Clubman roaming around. Let's go fight him. That little indicator underneath the enemy guy means that he's getting morale bonuses from being next to a town center capital that's also got some houses next to it, so that means that he'll fight him better, I think is hit points are increased, but he's dead anyway, so it doesn't matter. So you can really see that these strategist heroes, they really help a lot. When you have these guys, you can pretty much turn the tide of everything. If you start a campaign without a strategist hero, it's not going to be fun, because warrior heroes are not very good. All they do is just a lot of damage, and they have more hit. That's really worthless, because frankly it just doesn't work. Being able to heal all the units on the march is unbelievably helpful. Alright, so I'm basically just going to kill off both these stone structures here, and then take over this place. I think you should be doing that. Looks like they're fine. Once I kill those two towers off, that should be fine. Wow, talk about a sanctioned execution of that. Oh, you idiot! Look at that. He's attacking. He's trying to build up the building again. Fine. They're really slow when they're gathering and stuff like that. Like they have these big things they gotta carry behind them because they haven't invented the wheelbarrow yet, or even the wheel. So either they carry them in like these travoy things, or they carry them in just a big bundle of stuff they just drag on the ground. Alright, so this thing is about to come down. Once it does, I'm just gonna go in there and kill everything, essentially. I think these guys are supposed to be like the Trojans or something, I guess. It's kind of where the Trojans are, and there's a little bit of a Easter egg in the Trojan War mission where it actually calls one of these ruins, just like on the beach right next to the gates of Troy, that's called Troas ruins. So I guess they're alluding to the fact that Troas must have been ancient Troy or something. And if you look at it, they've got a huge number of walls and towers, so for all we know, it may actually be Troy. Alright, I'm going to use my battle cry thing on this thing. So these guys are going to be a lot less efficient now. Find my guys. Oh shoot. Oh no, Hierakles, stop marching. Start marching. Heal that guy, Oh no. Oh shoot. Alright. Okay, he's okay. Just, damn it, you idiot. Why don't you... Alright, fine. Alright, well that almost went to hell, but thankfully Hierakles wasn't as stupid as I thought he was. Alright. Yeah, I think I'm going to assign my guys to 2 different groups. It's really awesome in this game because you can actually click on those groups. Control 1 or control number of whatever it is you want to select, that's how you do that. So this can make it much more efficient. Alright. So let's make sure Hierakles is stopped so that he can heal. And let's... What are you guys doing? Just attack him. He's a stupid rock thrower, you can kill him almost instantly. I see how it is. So the way that the ancient warfare works in this game basically is that the ranged units who usually have pierce damage, or rather, what is it? I forgot what it was. Like arrow damage, I guess? I don't know. Let's just call it arrow damage, range damage. Usually they have range damage, and usually spearmen have pierce damage, and usually clubmen have shock damage. So shock are good against arrow guys, and pierce is good against shock guys, and arrow guys are good against pierce guys. Spearmen beat archers beat spearmen, swordsmen beat archers, and spearmen beat swords guys. There you go. Just whittling them down here. They've got no chance, even though I've only got 5 guys. Since I'm healing all my guys, they're basically invincible, so this is a pretty good tactic. You can pretty much do this with anything. Are you really trying to kill that goat? Yeah, there we go. There's the, what are you doing? Oh, you really want to go kill that poor woman that's just gathering stone. Go over there and kill that house.
We are under attack.
trying to repair. He is. Well, you were getting a club to the back of the head if you're going to try that again. I know this is incredibly inefficient, but the reason I did this is because spearmen are just infinitely better than clubmen. Clubmen are the best thing in the prehistoric age, but when you've got a massive amount of spearmen, nothing can touch you. Even the rock throwers and slingers, which are supposed to kill spearmen, they suck. They're terrible. Once you get simple archers, though, I mean just archers with regular bows, spearmen are basically useless, but that's the way I usually like to go. I usually like to build clubmen at first, and then a massive amount of spearmen in the Stone Age, and then a massive amount of simple bowmen in the Copper Age, and then by the Bronze Age I usually use horse archers, because horse archers are just, my god, they're like the best unit in the game, probably. I mean, if you upgraded horse archers to basically fire guns and then eventually be armored tanks, you could pretty much have an invincible force. The main reason horse archers are so good is because they just have incredible ability, you know, because they're basically mounted archers. And if you think about that for just a second, you realize if you've got a bunch of those guys in one army, you can pretty much take out anything. And they're the perfect scouts too, because the way the view range works in this game is that usually it has a set thing for melee troops. But for ranged troops, if you have a guy that has like 8 range or something like that, he's going to see quite a long way. And if you have a guy that sees like 14 or something like that, like a stone thrower or something like that, artillery piece, it's going to be able to see from a long way. So if you increase the range of ranged cavalry to a lot, you're going to have really fast troops that can not only see everything and act as perfect scouts, but also be able to engage troops from ridiculously long range. And the way you do that usually is you upgrade only the range, and then the damage preferably, and then hit points or something like that of horse archers that you're going to use. And then you go in here, and then click cavalry ranged, and then upgrade range, and then you've got cavalry archers that have incredibly long range. And you can do that for just about every unit. Like once, when I was playing the English campaign and I did Henry V level, at the end, when you play the Battle of Agincourt, you're basically facing against a huge French army. But what I did in order to win it, is that I got a bunch of crossbowmen together, upgraded their range so it was just a ridiculous level, and then I was able to literally snipe every single unit in that map from like a million miles away. It was just awesome. I don't know what kind of alien technology made it so that their crossbows literally could shoot farther than a longbow, but hey, whatever works. What are you guys doing? Just kill him. He's right there. There we go. I always like to kill the units first and then the buildings. Killing the buildings can work sometimes, but usually it's better to kill the units first because they're actively gathering resources and fighting you, so kill the stuff that moves. That's what I say. I love how Hierakles has a sword, but none of these guys can use swords. It's kind of funny, actually. He looks like he's from the ancient... looks like he's from the classical age, actually. He's got like a breastplate, and armor, and an advanced shield, and stuff like that, you know. Advanced, given the, you know, age, I guess. Alright, let's blow up this temple. Yeah, let's kill this temple. Alright, there we go. I've upgraded the time. Now I've gone to the next epic. So, that's what they call the ages in this game. They call them epics. Let's get these guys over here to build an archery range. I'm not actually going to build an archery range. I'm actually just going to build some spearmen and then 2 Samsons. Samsons are basically guys with big logs that blow up stuff. They're basically human battering rams. They're cool. They blow up buildings, but nothing else. We called that archery range like in 2 seconds because we had all those guys building up. Let's have 6 of these guys go off and gather stone just so I can have it. I do want to get some stone because I think there are some buildings that need stone for, like the houses and things like that. let's just have those guys gather. Sometimes it's just super inefficient to try to build one of those settlements and one's close enough, so don't bother. It doesn't increase the value very much. I mean, the speed at which you gather very much.
Stoma.
Alright, what should I have these guys do? I guess gather wood. Better than nothing, I suppose. The other nice thing is the strategist heroes usually won't auto-attack, to use a Dota term. Usually they'll just sit there and heal. And they'll actually move to try to heal one of the troops. Alright, so let's improve the attack of these spearmen. And, oh, I don't know, the speed probably would be more helpful than anything else. And then, hit points for the last thing. Usually you don't want to upgrade armor because it's not very useful. It makes your troops a little easier to kill, but having a few more hit points, that counters everything. You know, whatever form of damage it does, so don't bother with armor. Oh shoot, who's attacking me? Oh, I guess he finally got some troops together. Interesting. Hierakles, what are you doing? There we go. Hit him with your sword. You can practically kill him instantly since he doesn't even have an edged weapon, he just has a stupid club.
My lord,
Make sure this Hierakles just sit there just in case one of those idiots shows up out of that barracks or from other places. Alright, so we got these spearmen, and these guys slaughter clubmen by the hundreds. I mean, they are literally perfect at killing clubmen. Let's get the attack upgrade on the Samson dude and have him just sort of sit with his his thing. Let's upgrade the speed on these clubmen a little bit. Yeah, get out of here, you idiot. Alright. Here we go. Now the real troops are here. These guys are very advanced compared to the clubmen. Basically, they're just dudes who run up and stab their spears. But you see how fast that building's coming down now that they've come into the fight? Yeah. And watch how much damage he does to this poor female citizen. Look. She's gonna die. There she goes. She's dead. She got stabbed to death. Nice way to go, I suppose.
We are under attack.
Slaughtered. And usually troops that have a particular advantage against a particular type of troop will always have armor against that particular type. So like here, spearmen have shock armor. And clubmen should have pierce armor, but I mean arrow armor, but whatever, it doesn't matter really. Here come the Samsons. I love that sound they make when they attack something. It's like this gigantic door knocker or something. Well, you little idiot. You think you're gonna survive a massive spearman rampage? I don't think so. So just like in pretty much every other real-time strategy games, you can use varied tactics, you know, have a varied force and stuff like that, and that can work really well sometimes, but frankly, using a force that can do everything and not having to rely on various units can sometimes tip the balance in your favor. So for example, at the beginning of the game, any form of archers, or ranged cavalry especially, they're going to slaughter everything else. In the middle part of the game, when gunpowder comes around, pretty much any form of massed infantry is going to do a lot of damage to other troops. I think snipers are actually really good in this game too. You can build snipers, and they're pretty effective because they can actually camouflage, and they also do a lot of damage to enemy stuff.